What if Judas never betrayed Jesus? No kiss in the garden, no chains, no crown of thorns, no cross. Sounds peaceful, right? But peace can be a kind of prison. What if that peace cost us everything? Judas holds the silver. He trembles. The metal is cold in his hand, but his heart is colder. He runs to the garden and he finds Jesus alone. "They're coming," he gasps. "They will take you." Jesus looks at him, not angry, calm, like dawn. "Then let them come," he says. Judas falls to his knees. "No, not like this, not tonight." And Jesus listens. The soldiers arrive. The torches cut the air. Swords glint. But the garden is empty of betrayal. The night stays quiet. Wind moves through the olive leaves. Heaven holds its breath. At first, the world breathes easier. People cheer. "Saved," they say. "He lives." They want bread, healing, signs. Jesus gives them miracles. He teaches, he feeds, he heals. The crowds grow. But something strange begins to happen. The faces in the crowd are lighter, but their eyes are less hungry. They come from miracles, not meaning. They clap for the bread and leave without changing. They want comfort, not a cause. They follow power, not purpose. Without a cross, the message begins to thin. Without blood, forgiveness becomes a nice idea, not a rescue. Religion fills the air, but the sound of heaven is quieter. No thunder, no resurrection, no empty tomb to shout about at dawn. Judas walks the streets. He sees the songs. He hears laughter. Children play in the marketplaces. The sick get healed. The poor are fed. Everything looks good. Everything looks clean. But inside, Judas feels a hollow the size of a mountain. He saved Jesus. He saved his body. But he killed the story that would save souls. He looks at the silver coins at his feet. They glitter, but they do not shine. He whispers to the night, "I wanted to stop the pain. I wanted to stop the blood. I thought I had done right." Then he realizes with a slow, unbearable clarity that by stopping the pain, he stopped the door to mercy. Years pass. Jesus grows older. He continues to teach. He speaks of love and justice. People honor him as a great teacher, a prophet, a healer. But love that never costs anything becomes a comfortable phrase. Religion goes on. Rituals go on. The world prays, but the prayers echo empty. Imagine a world with miracles, but no resurrection. Imagine hope without guarantee. Imagine forgiveness explained, but never proven. People keep their sins in secret pockets. They name them, but they do not lay them down. They keep living in light guilt that never becomes light. Judas sits at a fire and watches the sparks fly up into a sky that does not answer. He remembers the face of Jesus, gentle, waiting, forgiving. His mouth forms one sentence and it breaks. "I saved him, and I lost them." Loss tastes different when it is made of peace. Here's the hard truth. Sometimes the thing you regret most becomes the thing the world needed. Sometimes failure is not the end, it is the key. Betrayal is ugly, but without it, the great story of rescue never begins. Without the cross, grace stays a lecture. Without the tomb, hope stays a wish. We think of Judas as the villain. We think of the cross as the worst thing. But maybe the map of mercy runs through the valley of our worst mistakes. Maybe the greatest turning point in history came because a man failed. Maybe forgiveness needed someone to fail before it could rise. So if you hate yourself for a mistake, hear this. Your worst hour can still make dawn. Your failure can become the doorway for someone else's saving. It does not erase what you did, but it can transform what comes after. Redemption finds a way through broken things. Remember Judas standing alone with silver in the dark. Remember the silence after the missed kiss. Remember the cost of peace. And remember this. Sometimes the fire that burns us is the fire that purifies what we were meant to be. Maybe Judas's betrayal wasn't just tragedy. Maybe it was the doorway to grace. Because sometimes the hardest parts of our story are the very ones that save us.